guys, welcome. Just gonna have a look that we're online here. All right. So, welcome. My name is Sebastian Wichmann, and it's really just a pleasure to having you again here. I'm holding these talks, these live talks, every 2 weeks on the very first and every third of the month. So if you enjoy that today, feel free to tune in today and the other time. So if you're getting up in the morning and you may go to work, you may go to wherever you go to be able to pay your bills. Are you inspired doing that? Are you passionate about doing that? You know, I see far too many people out there that, including myself years and years ago, that lived life in a constant state of mediocrity, thinking that we live a healthy life because we don't know any different. But are you inspired in the morning when you get up? Are you passionate about what you do? And have you ever thought about becoming a consultant that teaches others of the things that you're passionate about, that you love most? I think that it's really life that is inspirational to work towards too. Today, we're going to talk about that you need to adopt a mindset of a life learner that is curious about yourself and life in order for you to become a consultant, for you to be able to teach what you love most. To be able to make money with the things in life that inspire you, that you're passionate about, where you wake up in the morning and you want to wake up because you want to allow people and help people, maybe by asking the right questions or by guiding them through their journey in life. And that is truly inspiring to do that, to wake up that way. Too many people there buy into mediocrity, buy into an average life. We grow up seeing our family, seeing our peers. The majority of people working in the corporate world, working a paycheck, sometimes to even just come by. And I've been there as well many years ago, where I didn't have any money in the banks, but I had an idea, I had a seed in my head. And that seedling was that I wanted to inspire myself and I wanted to inspire other people in the progress. There's nothing more incredible in my life to feeling that sense of contribution that I feel when I work with somebody that I know I can help because I have gone through it myself. Be honest to yourself and ask yourself, is it worse to live a life in mediocrity if you live a life of mediocrity right now, and if you feel there's something inside of you that just bursts to come out? There's something inside of you that says, I don't just want to sit at work, engage with people that I may not want to engage in, just to pay the bills. Is it worth to you to continue to live that way? And if not, ask yourself if you have ever had that desire to do something else with yourself, to find a different way of contributing to the world that is more meaningful to you and in the process more meaningful to other people. The concept of lifelong learning is a concept about you being curious about yourself and about life. And it probably starts with the life itself first. As we observe other people, what are they passionate about? What does drive them? You know, I remember when I was in high school back at the time, I'm a little older now, I had a very hard time at school. being treated badly and bullied at school by people that probably didn't know any better, that probably struggled themselves. At one stage I didn't even go to school for 4 or 5 weeks because I just struggled to face, the challenge of daily life to be not accepted. But it led me into that quest of asking better questions and of understanding or wanting to understand or being curious about why do people treat each other the way they do? Why are they so nasty with each other? And in the process I learn about myself, I learn about life, and those moments of adversity very often, if it doesn't get you down, inspire you to do something bigger than just yourself, right? And that is incredible. So be curious about life. Be curious about yourself. Ask yourself questions that elicit answers, allowing you to reflect on what is truly important to you. What are your values? What are you passionate about? I remember years ago, I would lock myself into the living room for literally a month. And I would start writing things down. I would start reflecting on how I do things, how I behave, how I think. Reflect on my own way, my own emotional state. Out of a need of desperation almost, because I knew there's more inside of me. I just didn't know how to get out of that, or didn't know how to get it out, right? And I'm truly privileged nowadays to be able to help individuals that feel the desire to live a more meaningful life, to understand what their purpose is, to understand what they are passionate about, to understand what their direction is that is truly meaningful to them. For us to be able to break through those limiting beliefs that just freaking hold us back, right? From us living out our fullest potential, of us becoming a person we truly inspire to be. And I think that is very, very, very cool. So this concept of lifelong learning and of becoming a consultant possibly as well, for you to have more meaning and direction in life. Right, so as we grow up, we're sitting in this box, if you will, that box of our surroundings, our support networks. Our family teaches us and tells us the values that we believe or eventually believe to be right and wrong. We believe it is right to talk up if you feel something is compelling enough for you to talk up to. We get taught what is right and wrong, how to sit on the table and how to eat and how to behave. We being told that it's not right to eat with an open mouth when you have something currently that you're eating, right? So we're surrounded by this support network of people who tells us and impress their values and their belief sets upon us, and we start believing and start slotting into their world as a child as we grow up. And we're kind of boxed in, and at this point we probably don't quite understand who we are, because we're living and repeating and walking in the footsteps of our parents, of our support network, the way we have been taught. And at this stage we probably are following the parents and the way how we observe the world. And if our network works in the corporate world most of the time, this is probably that which we follow as well, right? And it starts right here, that we want to ask ourselves better questions. Reflect on things, what you are afraid about. Reflect on things, what you are fearful about. Reflect on things, where you are not willing to go in life, because this is where opportunity resides. And we're taking all this acknowledgement and points we have gathered, and we're walking out of it slowly and over time. And through techniques I teach, we can accelerate that a little bit more, but it's really about, we want to allow the rose to unfold naturally rather than trying to force the rose open. Because if you try to force a flower open, the flower dies, the flower breaks. So it's a natural progression in life. It's a natural evolution into a heightened sense of transformation for yourself. And we're taking all those nuggets, if you will, and we're taking them forth and walk with them, and we progress and become a better person in the process, because we create awareness around how we behave, how we think, how we act. And you're slowly walking into this new vision, and sometimes somebody is needed that can help you to walk into this grander vision. There's nothing more inspiring than letting go of your own desires, of your personal motives, and serve the world for a higher good. There are so many people struggling. Let's be a conduit, and let's be a leader in creating awareness around helping them to identify their own struggles so they can walk through those moments as well, to hopefully become somebody that empowers themselves. And it may be not quite a consultant yet. It may be somebody that just finds a different type of work that you love. It doesn't need to be a consultant, but us teaching of how to become a consultant, and us teaching of how you create a vision and a purpose in life, and us teaching how you can break through limiting beliefs and your own fear-based behaviors to inspire yourself and to become a better version of yourself. It's truly magical. And so eventually this vision opens up. Eventually you slowly dissolve those crusty bits, right, that have been stuck to yourself for so many years, and you dissolve it. You put a little water on, right, a little soap, and we wash it off, right? And once you're clear about what your passion is and what your purpose is, and once you have dissolved and let go of that crust, if you will, this is when you step into a new version of yourself. This is when you step into something truly magical. This is when you have that sense of fulfillment and a sense of contribution, because you become bigger than just yourself. You suddenly are a guiding force for other people that look up to you. How inspiring would that be if you could live that world, if you could live that life in an authentic, humble, down-to-earth manner. But the very first thing we have to learn is to be a life learner. Be curious about yourself. Be curious about other people. Be curious about life itself. And you slowly make better distinctions. You slowly create awareness around your own weak points. Go there. Don't hesitate. Go in there. And if you need somebody to guide you through it, let's have a conversation on Facebook, and we see if I can help you, or we see if we can help you. So my friends, thank you so much for your time as always. To me there's really no greater gift, but seeing people that currently shied away from adversity in a way, and we all do in a way, right? That currently don't quite have a clear vision. There's nothing more inspiring than seeing people overcome adversity, overcome struggle, in the process find themselves, and create a magical experience for themselves and others. I'm not just saying that, there is nothing more inspiring than this. Last time I used that analogy of a little child getting up for the very first time, holding onto this couch, struggling, walking for the very first time with this massive smile on the lips, with open arms, because the mom stands there 3 meters away. And the only thing this little baby wants to do as it takes its very first steps is to be in its mom's arms, right? And it falls down and it crashes and it just gets up, right? And it smiles and keeps walking. And at the end, if you're courageous enough if you're curious enough, if you allow people to help, you will be in your mom's arms, if you will. And that is a truly magical feeling. So thank you so much. It's a pleasure to serve you, it's a pleasure to be with you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to help. And if there's an urge for you to get out of the corporate world, to get out of a life that you know is average and you know there's a bigger potential within you, and if you don't quite yet know what it is that you want to do and that you're passionate about, and if you don't quite know yet how to break through your limiting beliefs and you're looping back into old behaviors that you know don't serve you, connect with me and we have a chat about it. Seb Wichmann, thank you so much. Have a wonderful Saturday. Take care.